this video I'm going to tell you one essential thing that you need to know before you are setting your boundaries. Hi, welcome to Feeling is Healing. Welcome back if you've been here before. If you're new to the channel, my name's Rachel. I'm a certified life coach, theta healing practitioner, and I have an MA in medical sciences. And I've been studying codependency, addictive relationships, and specifically narcissistic abuse for the past 8 years, due to going through these experiences multiple times throughout my life. If you would like to be the first to hear about new videos, please click the subscribe button and remember to hit the bell so that you will be notified when I release a new video. So the most important thing with setting boundaries, just getting straight to it, is really something which I believe is what recovery from narcissistic relationships is really all about. And that is about realising that you, not even realising, is having an inner knowing, an inner conviction that you are important. And yeah, I was watching a video earlier actually talking about how we all need to express our own uniqueness. And what I notice a lot is that a lot of people have become, for various reasons, a lot of people have become afraid of speaking their truth. So people have been censored, and you know, there's a lot of political correctness, and there are certain things you're allowed to say and certain things you're not allowed to say, and it's caused people to dumb down their uniqueness, to hide their uniqueness. And this is something which I believe the tide is changing on that. You know, that can't go on, and it's really important. And when you start getting in touch with your uniqueness, you realise how important you are. So you could perhaps pause the video or write in the comments below, and either for yourself or if you want to write it below, and say what is unique about you and what unique gifts you have. And then you can come back to the video. So yeah, once you've written down those things, and also you could also write down the things which really make you feel alive and energised and give you energy. So feel free to pause again if you'd like to do that, because often the two are linked. You know, the real gifts you have and the real things that make you feel alive. You know, that it gives the one list gives a clue to the other list. And this, why this is linked to narcissistic abuse is because in a narcissistic relationship, that it's an unbalanced relationship. It's a one-sided relationship where one person, narcissist, is getting their needs met at the expense of the other person. So one person is being dragged down while the narcissist is feeding off their energy and getting lifted up. And you'd only really get into that situation and do that if you didn't realise that you were important and that you mattered, if you didn't have that inner conviction. So these two things with setting boundaries are really important. And why I want to encourage people to do this, and I really want to support people in doing this who are breaking away from narcissistic relationships, is because, you know, I see this dumbing down in values, where this is what I've experienced a lot of the time, because you know, I've been recovering from these narcissistic relationships, and then I look around and you know, I notice how other people react to things, and it just you know, if you've had these experiences as well, but I'd be interested to know. But if someone had prepared me and told me before that this would be what I had experienced, it would have made the whole recovery experience easier for me, because I would have thought, actually, this makes sense. But what I found was there are not a lot of people who will stand up for the truth, who will stand up for their rights, who will stand up for themselves. A lot of people seem to be quite dumbed down, values seem to be dumbed down. And how do I know that? Well, I remember, you know, when I was growing up, just think back to when you were growing up and what things were like. Think back to the kind of messages that you got from older generations, from your parents, grandparents, or great grandparents, if you were lucky enough to have them around. And I know that their values, they had very strong values. This was acceptable, this is not acceptable, and they knew what was acceptable and what wasn't, and they wouldn't have. And another thing you can do is imagine if those people were here today, and what comments would they be making on the kind of standards that people have these days. So I doubt they would approve of them somehow. So this is what it's really about. So what a conclusion I came to is setting boundaries is very, very difficult. So you might know what your values are, and that's really important to do, to know what your values are, but to actually have the conviction that actually give yourself permission to live by those values. You really need to know that your life matters and that you are important, and so that's why I'm coming back to this point which I mentioned earlier, about how we're all unique. We need to express ourselves, and we can all make a positive difference in the world. And why I want to support people to recover from narcissistic relationships is because if you're on that path already, means that you're the kind of person who is empathic, conscientious, thoughtful, sensitive, and engaged with the world. You care about things. And so, I want to be around more people who are like that. So, that's why I want to encourage you to know that you're important, and you have an important role to play in society. Because actually, going through this process, what I've realised is that a lot of positions of power have been given to these narcissistic or psychopathic kind of types, and that's seems to be starting to fall apart, that structure. So it's really exciting, because the people that we need to stand up now and to really step into their power are people, as I said, who are empathic, sensitive, thoughtful, who have very strong values and standards. It's time for people like you to step up. So really excited to be able to be on that journey with you. So thank you for listening to the video, and if you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and I will look forward to speaking to you again soon.